Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Joris and today I'm going to continue with my list of ETFs that invest in Swiss stocks, and today it's going to go about the SLI index. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, in total I have 12 ETFs and today I'm only going to discuss 3 ETFs, and they invest in the SLI, the Swiss Leader Index. And this index comprises the 30 largest companies. So company number 1 up to number 30 on the SIX stock exchange. And these are the names of those stocks. So you have the same 20 as are in the SMI that I mentioned in the previous video. And then you have the first 10 stocks from the SMIEX index. So the next 10 actually, so number 21 till 30, and that's Julius Baer, Lind, Roche 1. So you have Roche GS and Roche 1, and Sandoz Group and Schindler PS, SGS and SIG Group N, Straumann N, Swatch Group 1, and VAT Group N, or I. But I most of the time say I because yeah, when I see a number like this, one, when I see a number like this, I always think it's a Roman number, so that's why I then say one easily. But I know it's E, but I'm sorry for that. So the first SLI ETF is the UBS one. Again, low total expense ratio for UBS. When they follow the SLI index, 0.20%, and it's 184.08 Swiss francs on it was that cost on Monday the 18th of December, and it gives dividends as well in Swiss francs, and it invests in the 30 stocks that are in the SLI index, and almost 1 billion is invested in this ETF. And as you can see, I'm only going to mention 3 years and 5 years right now. So 3 years it's 17.55%, and on 5 years it's 51.95%. So that's quite nice performance of this ETF. And once again, 5 dividends per year that it gives, and it distributes them in March, April, and September. And as you know, when you see this, this means that these distributions are on the same day. So you can say that on that day you only receive one amount of money on your account from this ETF, but in fact it's two. So a dividend yield of 2.31%, that's not bad at all for the SLI index. So nice ETF, low total expense ratio, and then we can go to the Xtrackers one. So this is the exception from the bunch because it's only noted on German stock exchanges. So DXSO is on the Xetra, and then you have XSLI, which is on the Frankfurt one and the Stuttgart one. So, and the total expense ratio, it's slightly higher than the one from UBS with 0.25%, and it notes in euro, and it distributes the dividend as well in euro. That's the only ETF that you can buy in euros and also receive the dividend in euro. So that's an important thing to know. And the holdings, so yeah, 30 stocks are in the SLI index, so it's 30, and only 215 million invested in this ETF. I think that's because it's yeah, only available in Germany, and yeah, Swiss people, they aren't going to buy a Swiss ETF on the German stock exchange. So yeah. So I think it's only people from Germany that invest in this ETF, or other people from other European countries that go and buy on the Xetra or on the other two stock exchanges in Germany this ETF. And the 5-year 48.37%, it's also not bad, but a bit lower than the UBS one. And the 3-year performance is also slightly worse than the one from UBS. And that's the bad thing about Xtrackers. They only give one dividend in a year. So, I'm not a big fan of it. One of my previous videos, I plea for receiving more dividends from the Swiss companies, because they and European countries in an extension of that, because you you lose so much value when you get multiple payouts and you can reinvest your dividends sooner, that it's really a pity that, yeah, this fund, it only distributes one dividend in a year. And you know that Swiss stocks, they pay in March, April, May. The majority of their contributions are then. So I don't know why they wait so long up till August to distribute a dividend. But okay, it's a dividend yield of 1.69%. So also not that high, just like in the previous video with the Xtrackers ETF. There, the dividend yield was also the lowest of the bunch. So this one is also considerably lower than the one from UBS. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this ETF, but for investors that want to invest euros and want to receive euros back when investing in Swiss stocks, it's an excellent ETF. And as you see, the performance isn't that bad either. And then the last one, it's the one from iShares. You can buy that on the SIX stock exchange, but also on the German stock exchange. So it's also a German-based one. But the total expense ratio is so high. It's the highest one that I'm going to discuss in this series about ETFs that invest in Swiss stocks. So I'm totally not happy about that. It used to be 0.52. They changed it. It went a bit lower recently, but still 0.51 is way too high. It cost 122.98 Swiss francs on the 18th of December of 2023. And yeah, only 330 million invested in this fund. And the 5-year performance 46.21, so a bit lower again than the previous two. And the 5-year performance as well, a bit lower. And it gives normally one dividend per year, but this year there was an exception. Namely, in December it distributed a very small dividend, so 0.011723. It was really low, but okay, they distributed it. So I hope that this number is going to increase and that it's more evenly distributed then. Although it's hard, of course, like I said before, with all the stocks most of the time distributing their dividend in March, April, and May. The majority will always be paid out in June. But I hope that companies change their minds and switch to multiple dividends per year and hopefully quarterly. So when we look at the overview, I didn't mention DXSO because it's not on the Swiss Stock Exchange. But here you see SLI CHA from UBS. It's on almost on top. There is one ETF that is actually with a better growth, better 3-year growth, and a better dividend yield. But that's for the later videos of this series. So the one from iShares isn't that bad either, but still 5% difference in 5 year growth. That's yeah, it's not that big of a difference, but when all small things matter, it can be an important side note. And if you really want to know, so the DXO or XSLI from Xtrackers, it it would be in between those two here in the table. So yeah, with 48% and 15.7%, I think that it was. It's definitely not that bad. And also the dividend yield from the iShares one, it wasn't that great. So can I go back? So only 1.39%. So in fact, a bit lower than the one from Xtrackers with 1.67%. But yeah, once again, UBS takes the crown for the ETF that invests its money in the SLI index. So not financial advice, just my personal opinion, but the figures speak for themselves, of course. And the total expense ratio was also the best one out of the three that I presented today. So with that being said, I thank you for watching, and I see you on the next video on my YouTube channel. Bye.